Hey guys, how you all doing? So, a bit of an announcement today. I'm gonna change direction for this channel. Gone are the speedruns. This most recent slow run, I was trying to mix up some openings for you, but quite honestly, it was just too frustrating. I had 4 losses in 9 games, and we can have a conversation about who cheats or who doesn't cheat. I just unfriended somebody on chess.com who was basically just giving me shit, saying that, and look, I'm sure if you're listening, you had the best intentions, but the fact is, this is hard work. I've been doing this now for several years. If you look at my stats on YouTube Studio, so I started in earnest, almost exactly 3 years ago. Okay, I've made a whole bunch of videos. I've had nearly 300,000 watch time, and it's only $1,700, guys. Right, since I got the monetization. If I just go back to the last 28 days, that's $140 a month. All right, I get up every day, nearly. I publish more than 1 video per day on average, and it's an undertaking, and so, and look, I'm not a title player, I'm not an expert player, but I get up and I do this because I love the game of chess. I love you guys, my followers, and I want to help. Okay, and I'm not a grandmaster, but even grandmasters can have the wind taken out of their sails. It's not just me. Daniel Naroditsky just took about 30 days off from his previous speedrun, right? Why? He hit some cheaters. He published one, I think, yesterday, and he's up to 2,200 in his, but it kills your confidence, Now, I haven't reported anyone for this, but so just to kind of put it to bed, I haven't enjoyed that experience, okay, and it's hit my confidence, right? So I do appreciate your guys' support. If anyone wants to show me some love, there's always the thanks button on my channel, because my channel is now monetized, has been for a year or so. And you can always throw me a tip. This last year in particular, financially, has been my hardest year. I had a client that was paying the bills, which that went south a year ago, and it's been hand to mouth, for the last 12 months, and I need your support, right? And I need your encouragement. I am doing my best here as what I am. I'm an intermediate player. I'm a decent player. So what are we going to do? Well, so we're going to forget the speedruns, right? Apart from anything else, of course there's a bit of me that feels bad about not having an official speedrun account where people get their points back if you beat them. That just doesn't quite sit right, that sandbagging thing, obviously. And then there's the other frustration, which we'll draw a line under, and that's it. Cheating is rife online. I'm convinced of that, right? Everybody runs into it. I'm not the only one who's run into it on speedruns and stuff like that. So anyway, that's that. So what are we going to try and do? Well, what I want to do is I want to make progress. I'm 1,500 right now in Rapid on chess.com, and I'd like to shoot for 2,000. Okay, so with that in mind, I've put together a new repertoire. I was up in the middle of the night in the wee small hours on my phone, figuring out a road to 2,000 repertoire, which I think can work for everybody up to 2,000. Okay, so if you want to follow me, come with me on this journey. We'll be a fellowship, right? I feel a bit like I'm there going, I will take it. I will take the ring to Mordor, though I do not know the way, right? One does not simply walk into Mordor. So anyway, off we go to Mordor. Right, so next question. Can I play at 2000 level? Well, here's a game that I played yesterday. Just got me back over 1500, okay? Let's go through this quickly, all right? And it was in English. I hate the English. And so, anyway, I play knight f6, and we have g3. And I decide to go for like a King's Indian setup in this case. This is not actually the new repertoire, because there's something very, very interesting. But I'm going to make a separate video on that probably today as well. Okay, so we both fianchetto our bishops. Knight comes out, castles, d4, c6. Now this is all book, right up to move 7, right? e4. Okay. Now anyone who plays the King's Indian or anything like that, you know that when e4 is played, you have to de-encourage eyes e5. So d6 is compulsory here. I've got the thingy running as well. You can actually apparently play c5 here, according to the machine, or d5. And then I guess if they push, you can retreat your knight. But anyway, so I play d6. We have knight out, and this is all book. This is still book. I pin the knight because I'm thinking, well, what home is there for this light square bishop? Okay, white castles, knight b to d7. They kick me, and here I decide to trade the bishop for the knight. Why? Well, I can't come back here. You know, my bishop just could find itself trapped. So we'll trade off. Okay. Now, what do we think about white's position? The engine here says that it's a fairly even game. White has a slight edge, right? But this is definitely a weakness. White has a massive centre. And it's maybe, you know, just like a move behind in development. Now I push e5. That's kind of the purpose of knight b d7. Okay. To support this. You can also play queen here or rook here. Queen e7 even. They don't take. They bring out the bishop. It's still absolutely even Stevens here. Knight now swings around to b6, eyeing up this pawn. They push, and we trade off. Okay. Absolutely equal. I throw my knight into c4 now, eyeing up this pawn and eyeing up this bishop. This bishop is defended by, this bishop is defended by the f-pawn. b2 is not defended. So we have queen e2 defending both. And I decide to trade off here. Again, now black has a tiniest edge at this point. Why does black have a tiniest edge? It's kind of hard to tell. You might argue this pawn is a bit overextended, but then yeah, queenside push is absolutely feasible here. This bishop is not all that smart, and also notice this pawn is loose. Okay, so I play queen c8. Why? Well, I'm targeting not that. I'm targeting the h3 pawn. I'm kind of expecting this move, but the king comes up to h2. This is the kind of move that I'm familiar with these days. And now I just lift my queen up. I'm still just, you know, defending all my pawns. This one was previously undefended. And we have b4. I counter with a5. Now a4. And now I swing my knight around. Okay. So this is a very kind of manoeuvring positional game. I'm not entirely sure where my knight is going, but it is preparing a possible f5 pawn break. They push on, I take, they take. And here we have obviously tension between the rooks. Again, it's just absolutely even. Knight takes back the pawn. Right, and now I take the pawn here. Okay, so this is arguably inaccurate because I now have, after this pawn moves out of the way, I've got two attackers on c5. Okay, so right here, I'm a pawn up now, equal, I'm a pawn up. Okay, but the computer it's still less than one pawn difference either way. It has been for the entire game. We are facing off the queens now, and I'm attacking the knight. Okay. So, what does black do? Well, this is the point, and black's got many moves that maintain pretty much equality. Black plays queen b3. Okay. And now, can you see a tactic? Sorry, white plays that. Can you see a tactic for me as black? Right, my queen is eyeing up this pawn. What defends this pawn? This rook only. Right, that is a type 2, as Naroditsky says, type 2 undefended piece. What is defending this rook? The same rook. Okay, so we trade rooks here. Right, they kind of, in fact, they don't even take back because he resigns at that point. Probably shouldn't, but if he takes back, we're going to have queen takes here. And really, the only decent move here is for the bishop to block. Okay, but that is the game. That's the game that got me back over 1500. This is the analysis of the game. You look at the graph, all the way to here. This is the last book move. Okay. And I bring my bishop out at this point. That is not book, but seven moves of book. That's pretty cool. And all the way up to here, it's just equal, right? But the key thing is, just scroll down, 1750 for my opponent, 2100 for me. So when I'm playing at my best and when I'm taking my opponent seriously, that's another big kind of bugbear about the speedrun things, is that it lulls you into being cocky, and I don't want to be that. I'm not a cocky player, right? I know I'm not the best. That's what I want to do. So right, let's take this seriously now. So I'm gonna propose to you guys a little bit of a more grown-up repertoire. So yeah, so that's what we're saying today. It's a change of direction. I'm going to focus. I'm not going to just dick around with lots and lots of different openings. And you know, I want to say to all my followers, thank you for your support. I do appreciate it. And you know, I don't put myself out here for people to step on my dick and you know, just give me shit for this. It's bloody hard work, and you know, I want to keep doing it, but I have to say, in the last week, it did cross my mind just to like pack the whole thing in. So you know, we're all human, okay? And you know, it's a lovely community that we've got out here. Chess Bootcamp Live community is wonderful as well. So you know, let's support each other. I hope that this channel is helpful for you guys. I hope it will continue to be helpful for you guys. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you soon.